Tensions exploded. Paul George and CJ McCollum got in each other's faces in a heated showdown that had the entire arena on edge. Was it just competitive fire? Or is there more to this story? Stick around as we break down the full confrontation, the reactions, and how it could shape the rivalry between the Clippers and the Pelicans moving forward. It was supposed to be just another thrilling matchup between two playoff contenders, the Los Angeles Clippers and the New Orleans Pelicans. Star power everywhere. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, two teams battling for positioning in the competitive Western Conference. But as the game went on, the intensity started to boil over. Every play felt personal. Every call was met with reactions from both benches. You could feel the tension rising. Something was bound to happen. And then it did. It was midway through the third quarter. The game was neck and neck, every possession crucial. Paul George drove hard to the basket, absorbing contact from McCollum in a physical play. The whistle blew, but the collision wasn't the end of it. Paul George stood up, and so did CJ McCollum. Words were exchanged, and suddenly, the two stars were face to face, inches apart. Eyes locked in a stare that said it all: pure competitive fire. What exactly was said between them? Courtside sources reveal it wasn't your typical trash talk. There were some sharp words exchanged that clearly struck a nerve. George appeared to say something like, "You can't guard me," to which CJ shot back with, "Prove it then." It didn't stop there. The body language, the refusal to back down, it was personal. Teammates rushed in. Referees separated them before it escalated into a physical altercation. But make no mistake, this was more than just a heated moment. It was personal. The entire arena was on fire. Fans were on their feet, cameras flashing, the crowd buzzing. The atmosphere turned electric. Benches cleared, with teammates stepping in to hold both players back. Kawhi Leonard and Brandon Ingram were seen pulling their respective teammates away, while the coaching staff scrambled to keep things calm. Even the commentators were stunned. One calling it the most intense face-off we've seen this season. These guys want it bad tonight. But it wasn't just the crowd inside the arena. Social media instantly flooded with reactions. Paul George and CJ McCollum need a boxing ring at this point. CJ showing he won't back down to anyone. Respect. Fans were taking sides. Some called it unnecessary. Others loved the fire and passion. But no one could ignore what just happened. So why did this even happen? Was it just heat of the moment tension? Or was there something deeper brewing? Let's rewind a bit. Paul George and CJ McCollum have a history of competitive matchups. These are two elite scorers, both with chips on their shoulders. George has often been criticized for falling short in big playoff moments. CJ? He's constantly had to prove himself as a star after being overlooked for years in Portland. It wasn't just about this game. This was years of competitive pride boiling over. Remember, both these teams have playoff ambitions. The Pelicans trying to make a deep run with Zion and Ingram. The Clippers, still chasing that elusive championship with George and Kawhi. It's safe to say, there was more to this than just one foul. And here's where things got even crazier. The confrontation didn't cool either player down. In fact, it did the opposite. Paul George came back and hit a step-back three right in CJ's face on the very next possession. His stare down, ice cold, not to be outdone. CJ responded with a tough mid-range jumper over George, glaring back at him on his way down the court. It was like watching two titans refuse to back down. The energy was unmatched, but the Clippers pulled away late, securing the win. George led the scoring charge, while McCollum kept his team in it till the final buzzer. But the drama didn't end when the clock hit 0. The post-game press conferences gave us even more insight into this showdown. Paul George was calm but direct. That's just basketball. Two competitors going at it. No hard feelings. CJ, on the other hand, was a bit more pointed. I'm never backing down. If you come at me, expect me to respond. Simple as that. Clearly, the tension hadn't fully cooled. So the big question, what happens next? With both teams in playoff contention, this face-off could spark a new rivalry in the Western Conference. Could we see another heated rematch? Will the next game between these two teams have extra fire? You can bet the NBA schedulers are already circling that date on the calendar. One thing's for sure, Paul George and CJ McCollum have just made things personal. And as fans, we're all here for it. What do you think sparked this heated moment? Was it just two competitors going at it? Or is there more behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love intense NBA breakdowns like this, hit that like button, subscribe to On Top Sports, and turn on notifications. We're breaking down the biggest moments, the wildest rivalries, and the plays you can't stop talking about, all season long. Until next time, stay locked in,